Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Roll20 Roundtable for December 2020. I'm Kenton Hansen, Product Director at Roll20. I'm joined by Emily Floyd and Carlos Luna. Say
Hey,
hi,
what's up?
everybody.
Hey, everyone. What's going on?
Hi, folks. Good to be here.
All right. Thanks for coming. Of course, we're glad to be back on our regularly scheduled format. We got an interruption with Roll20Con last month, which was amazing.
That old
And
thing.
that old thing, that old chestnut.
Chestnut. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
We didn't plan that, folks.
That was not
We
scripted.
we actually
how-
did plan that, and we were just excited that it worked out perfectly.
But we planned to say that we didn't
Yeah,
plan it, and you ruined.
exactly.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
getting
Great.
away from us really fast.
Okay.
It's jazz, folks. So on the agenda tonight, we're going to talk about major happenings around the Roll20 verse, and going to go through some pre-submitted questions that came from forums and social media and all kinds of places. But for the very special people who come and sit live while we do this thing that we do, we're going to be answering your questions too. So in chat, you can start typing in your questions now. Just all caps with a colon after it, say question, and then our moderators will pick that up and make sure that we have them to answer. We're going to try to answer every question, but we are going to be wrapping up on the hour. So let's cut to the chase. And go over our big things.
Yeah.
Let's do it. In 60 minutes, at the end of 60 minutes, we're going to be done. So that's what I mean. At 30 half past the hour, wherever this is terrible.
It's pretty good.
Let's talk about some things that have recently
Yeah,
happened.
let's talk about some
Roll20.
stuff. Let's do it.
We just had a little thing called Roll20Con, like we just mentioned. For those of you who joined us for that show, it was phenomenal. It was a full weekend of gaming for charity. We raised thousands of dollars for Code 2040. We are still raising money for Code 2040. You're going to be hearing about that later on tonight. If you missed any of the amazing actual plays, live streams, or panels that we had all weekend, all the VODs are up on YouTube, so you can go check them out there. We had our wonderful announcements panel, which featured some very lovely Roll20 employees who may or may not be in this panel.
In this stream right now. Yeah.
Would you like me to say it so it's not anyone in the panel speaking about themselves? We had some very lovely, wonderful, funny, and energetic Roll20 employees talk about things that are happening here.
Gee, Kenton, thank
I
you.
just like two people doing it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, words of affirmation. It's one of my love languages.
Yeah, perfect.
So we announced some amazing stuff happening at Roll20. So you can check out our announcements panel there, or check out our blog for the wrap up as well. And we also all weekend long had game demos from publishers and from ourselves, featuring games like Burn Bright, Call of Cthulhu, Kids on Bikes, Alice is Missing. We had shows featuring hot new releases that came out the weekend of Roll20Con, like Alien RPG and the Warhammer game from Cubicle 7 as well. So a lot of cool stuff happened all weekend. Did I cover?
I mean, you can't cover the entirety of the weekend that was Roll20Con in that
really
amount of time.
You
But
did
I feel like that was a good
it.
summary. Yeah.
Thanks.
That was everything. Oh, we of those announcements though, we announced the mobile app that will start beta soon.
Yes.
Or invite only. Is it what is it? It's invite.
So it's closed beta to start with, but there's going to be an open beta after that. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So that was like some of the big stuff. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that covers us up from last time on the Roll20 Roundtable time slot. What's been happening presently?
So let's see. We've got some really cool quality of life changes that have been happening on Roll20. You may have noticed some of them, like our page menu updates that have been rolling out over time. I know some folks noticed the new page toolbar that was very sensational. One might say it broke the internet. depending on whose internet you were checking. But for those of you who have long suffered under the horizontal scroll of the page toolbar, we now have the new feature of the toolbar, which drops down in a lovely vertical scroll, features all your pages at a glance that you can easily navigate between, move your players around. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about these like subtle quality of life changes that really enhance your experience on Roll20. So we're really happy to bring that out. I know a lot of y'all really let us know how much you loved it too, which we always love to hear that if you haven't picked up on our love of words of affirmation in the 10
At least
minutes
this
we've been
group.
streaming.
Yeah.
And we're not done either. There's more to come. There's more of those that are rolling out and being worked on presently too. So keep your eye out on those. What you may have even noticed too is an update to page duplication that soft launched, I guess you could say, earlier today. So as I said, more to come and more keeps coming.
Yes.
The closed beta, as Carlos mentioned, is coming up. We've shared the way to put your name on that list, and we're sending out the invitations to the Roll20 closed beta, or for the mobile app closed beta, during this month, which is December. That was a weird way to say that, but I stand by it because I've heard about a new month that we're adding. We'll talk about that later.
Whoa.
It's a little spoiler.
That new month it's not a new month. Like, we all know it. I think it's a new month for you. Like, we've all heard of it.
Oh, well, that's
We have long family traditions on Rollvember. I don't know if you guys you guys know about Rollvember. So Rollvember is the 13th month of the year. It happens every year, at least since when I was a little boy. Every year. And it's between December 17th and December 28th, when all you do is eat and eat leftovers and play tabletop games. So we're going to have a bunch of games going on that week, or 12 days, I guess. And they will all be, we're trying to focus on having audience participation with the games on Twitch. I myself will be running a Home Alone game, where I will be the game master and Kevin, and my players will be the Wet Bandits, having to go through the house. Hopefully, for the interaction portion of it, the audience will be able to donate to code 2040 and get some traps in there.
I'm so excited about this. I cannot contain.
I'm not doing it like, oh, I saw Home Alone, I'm gonna write this thing. I've watched Home Alone 2 times in the last 2 weeks, and I watched a Home Alone documentary last night. Like, I am so prepared on I'm taking notes on things that are in the background. I'm like, oh, he could probably do this if he had a little bit more time. Oh, he can do that. It's gonna be a great game.
So are you doing just like Home Alone 1, or
Yeah, the only Home Alone movie is part 1. I don't know if you've heard that.
All right, wait. No. We don't have enough time in the roundtable.
No. Are you guys going to bat for Lost in New York?
You're talking to the New Yorker. Of course I am.
Oh man. Oh man.
I think we should move on.
All right, let's get back to the things going on at Roll20. Let's focus on what we can all come together on, and that is improvements and changes and all the new stuff that we're bringing to Roll20, including some performance updates that are coming soon. You may notice over the next couple weeks, starting as early as next week, you're going to see some performance improvements getting rolled out and bug fixes coming to the updated dynamic lighting Explorer mode. This is some feedback we've been getting from the community, and we listen to that feedback. We implement those fixes. December is a big bug fix month for us, so we're going to be focusing really hard on making those changes and those improvements to the VTT, especially when it comes to the updated dynamic lighting. Those changes are going to go to the dev server first. So if you want to see these things as soon as they come out, just keep in mind, you can always find those on the dev server if you've got that pro subscription. Let's see, what else do we have to talk about?
Well, I know finding time to play is always a difficult thing, and something that we've made easier is the schedule your game feature. On that page details or game details menu, you can click schedule that, and it'll keep your players updated with when the next game time is. There's some beautiful icons that are up there to help you remember that. It's just one step in making that all so much better too. So put some time on the calendar and play with your friends.
Now, this is the kind of stuff that really gets you excited. I just want to remind you all that we keep our release notes coming out every week. So at least once a week, you can check out our release notes and stay informed on all the changes and all the progress that we're making to the VTT. We have a lot of really exciting stuff coming up that we can't even talk about today, but a lot of really great quality of life improvements you're going to continue to see as we continue to make those changes moving forward.
Yeah, you can even actually there's a link in chat right now to see the changelog, but now it's added to the community tab of Roll20, so it's a whole lot easier to find too. I just thought of that, another quality of life improvement.
Look at us.
Look at
all
us.
these improvements.
Now, if we congratulate ourselves, it's like saying we're cool. We're going to do more.
Yeah,
I hope. Yeah.
The bar doesn't stop here. We are going to just keep raising it and keep trying to honor the amazing community that we have with all of you. So that's why you see these changes get implemented, really. So do take a look at that change log, check in with us every week, and you'll see us making good on all these promises.
So that's really cool about the platform, Emily, but what can you tell me about the content available on the platform?
Well, Kenton, I can tell you so much about the product available on this platform. I'm sure some of you have noticed that we have had quite a few recent additions to the marketplace here at Roll20, especially when it comes to fun new stuff to play with your friends. So let's talk about Burn Bright, of course, Roll20's own near and dear Burn Bright. Awesome, colorful, galactic adventure. This is a really cool time for Burn Bright because we've had 3 new releases come out during Roll20 Con. That includes 2 new adventures. So we have the Trapped at the Edge adventure that was free for the weekend of Roll20 Con for anyone who was joining us for the show, but is now available on the marketplace for everyone. We have the new adventure After Midnight, and also the new Bestiary Galactic Grimoire. So for all of you who are looking to travel to Alaxis, you can really expand your horizons, so to speak, with the addition of all this new content for Burn Bright players. We've also brought in the Investigator Handbook for all of our Call of Cthulhu players. So this is a really amazing addition to any of your Call of Cthulhu games. It helps you in terms of rolling up your investigators. It gives you all sorts of tips and tricks for rolling characters for this game. This is helpful for both game masters and for players as well. And for any GMs who pick up this handbook, you're going to see a lot of tips about not only creating characters, but also about really implementing the lore of Call of Cthulhu into your game and how that can affect your campaigns, and just a lot of really great info for both old and new GMs playing in the Call of Cthulhu world. We also have a really exciting new release from Pathfinder. Our beginner box is a really great way to introduce yourself to the Pathfinder system. So for those of you who have been thinking, I really want to get into Pathfinder 2nd edition, I just haven't had the chance, or I don't have the experience, Beginner Box literally exists to introduce you to this world and to give you the tools you need to succeed at Pathfinder right out the gate. It even has a solo adventure if you just want to play around in the world a little bit and get to know the content, get to know the system, as well as an adventure included in the Beginner Box that you can play with friends. And I mean, hey, if you're looking for people to play Pathfinder 2e with you, then you haven't found them yet. I'm just saying, you could head over to Looking for a Group system right here on Roll20 and probably find your group right there. Let's see. I feel like there was something else that came out recently. I'm trying really hard to. Somebody, it's I feel like it was a Tanya, a T name.
I'm sorry, I was trying really hard to set you up for a punchline, and nothing came. I was scrounging. Carlos, you let me down. I thought you'd have something.
Are you guys being serious right now? Are you guys talking about Tasha's Cauldron?
It was really that big. What it's called? Oh, Tasha.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm talking about Tasha's Cauldron. I'm really excited, by the way, for people who don't play along with jokes. I cannot wait to see the like posts that go up when Roll20's director of licensing like didn't know what Tasha's Cauldron
Oh
was
yeah.
about. So
That'd be
come at
great.
me. No, seriously, we were very excited to bring Tasha's Cauldron of Everything to Roll20. This was a really fun project to work on. We implemented a lot of great stuff out the gate, and we also heard your community feedback that some of you didn't find what you were looking for in the Roll20 conversion on release day. So we really have been working very hard to bring some of the most asked for features to our players to honor what you're expecting from the Tasha's Cauldron of Everything release. So let me I'm just going to pull up so I make sure I don't leave anything out. Some of the things that have happened since Tasha's Cauldron of Everything went live. We have, of course, integrated our new ability score variant rule. So if you basically, when you're rolling up your characters, if you have Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, there is now a toggle at the top of the race page that allows you to opt in or out of the ability score variant rule so that you can really choose how that affects your players and the way they roll their characters. We've also made live our custom lineage race. So you are going to have access to that already live on the server. A little ways down the line, you're going to actually be able to select a feat at character creation. That's actually going to go live by next Tuesday. So when I say a little ways down the line, I mean like literally a few days from now. We also have some custom class features at work, still in progress. Eventually, you're going to be able to see all the available choices during the character mancer process, and then you're going to be able to choose which class features you keep, take, or discard. And of course, we're also still working on the feat automation that's been asked for. We are going to fully support any automation that already exists in other D&D modules, and we're looking for other interesting ways that we can improve upon our feat automation to give you all better experiences in the future. This all sounds very complicated because the fact of the matter is a lot of the things in Tasha's are optional rule sets the way that they are proposed in the game. So integrating these in a way that makes sure those of you who are looking for them find them, and those who want to opt out of them aren't forced into them, is what we're really trying to focus on to make sure that everybody gets the experience out of Tasha's that they want. We have committed to bringing you all the improvements that we've promised by the end of the year. So December has just begun. We've rolled a couple of them out, and there's more to come in the weeks ahead as well.
And for, I guess, like to dig in there, a lot of the stuff that we're talking about, if you've got your finger on the pulse of everything that Wizards of the Coast puts out for Dungeons and Dragons, you know how interesting and dynamic and new Tasha's is compared to the old rule sets. But I mean, I think that just speaks to the product, and also the way that we're able to integrate it is really exciting, right? Like bringing all those different options and those variant rules in a way that's a positive experience and makes it all better too.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Kenton. And I feel like one of the things that we've seen across the community, not just at Roll20, but in the gaming community at large, is that Tasha's brings so many different new potentials to gaming, and that's really where people are leaning into wanting to get to have that experience and to see more of that experience. That's what makes me excited about products like Tasha's. And so getting to see how much our community reacted to those changes and had thoughts and feelings about those changes has been an exciting process, to say the least. Let's see.
I mean, you guys didn't talk about it, but the puzzles I feel like were so awesome, and something like I wouldn't even think of like in the conversion. It's like sometimes you read a book and you're like, oh, there's this puzzle, and then you just explain it, and then your players kind of write it down, right?
Yeah.
Or like if you have a lot of time, you're able to like actually make the puzzle and like put it out for you or whatever. But like you get this book and there's like all of them are laid out on different pages for you, and your players can interact with them if you let them. Like it's
Yeah.
great.
The product the conversion process of like what brings a Roll20 marketplace product to you from, say, the book that you would buy on shelves, is something that I think is what really makes us unique, and Tasha's is a great example of that. Like you said, those puzzles are something that, as a GM, having that all set up for you and being able to have your players digitally interact with those puzzles right out the gate from your first session is really unique. There's a lot of cool stuff to dive into, and we're going to talk more about Tasha's I think when we get to the questions. But yeah, thanks for saying that, Carlos, because the puzzles, I was really proud of our team for what they put together with those puzzles, and it's honestly one of my favorite things on Roll20 is is the interactivity with those puzzles. So yeah, I love them. Oh, my kitty will probably make many appearances throughout the night, except for now that I've said it, she'll go hide and never come out. This is Vivi, by the way. Aiko is somewhere around, and if there's anyone in chat who knows where those names are from, you win all my love. We're talking so much about Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. I feel like there was like another D&D announcement that I can
Recently,
replay this
right?
bit for. Yeah, like
Mhm.
really recently, like a couple hours ago. Like I feel like I hit activate on it like 9 hours ago. Okay, Dungeon Master's Guide, Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide. They're on the marketplace. They're there. They're ready to go. I'm so excited to announce to you all that as of today, DMG and Skag are both live on the Roll20 marketplace. Now that I've busted out my colleagues' eardrums, let's talk a little bit about what that means. We are backlog complete for D&D 5th edition material on Roll20. It's a big exciting day for us here. So now everything in the D&D everything in the D&D 5th edition catalog you can find fully converted for the VTT right here on Roll20, fully integrated. You've got dynamic lighting, you've got the drag and drop for your character sheets. You have access to that entire repertoire, the entire oeuvre of D&D 5th edition right here on Roll20. So I'm psyched. Can you tell I'm psyched? Because I'm psyched.
I mean,
hope
I
y'all are
appreciate
psyched.
how psyched you are, Emily, for sure. But I remember setting this as like a New Year's resolution in 2019. So the fact that 2020 happened and I saw those come through,
This is
like
the fun part. I
I'm
have
gonna
been in this
retire.
role for like 3 months, and this has been a goal at Roll20 for a very long time, and I literally got to just swoop in and be like,
And do the announcement.
"Welcome, we did it!
You're
Congratulations!"
welcome. You're
Like, I fully acknowledge that. I have no shame. No, I'm super proud of all the hard work that's gone into making this possible. I just get to be the lucky person who gets to tell all of you lovely people. So I'm excited. We are going to talk more about DMG and Skag in the time to come. First of all, our amazing community manager Bunny is going to be on Table Talk tomorrow. That's at 10 a.m. Pacific time. That's with the amazing Gabe James Games. They're going to talk about GM resources in general and show off the Dungeon Master's Guide for you all a little bit. So I definitely recommend you check that out tomorrow morning. Dave the Human also did a superb guest blog for us about the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide. If you have not read it, please give it a look. It might be like one of my favorite pieces of literature to come out in late 2020. So I highly recommend it. And also keep an eye out too, because our very own TK and Katie May of Indoor Recess are going to be doing a Dungeon Master's Guide and Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide first look here at Roll20 as well. So keep an eye on our social media and you'll see us talking more about that in the days to come. Let's see, we're talking about exciting stuff coming to the marketplace. We've really focused on some of our big names like Call of Cthulhu, Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder.
But you have to understand, I'm a hipster. So can you tell me some things that like are not quite on that spotlight?
There's nothing like a 2020 hipster to call himself a hipster.
I'm
With
so cool.
absolute pleasure. So cool. God, I hope Anne is watching. So we have some awesome stuff from indie publishers coming to the marketplace. Both in the past couple of weeks, we've had amazing drops, and in the weeks and months to come, some things I really want to draw your attention to is Ninth Level Games has Mazes and The Excellence both debuted on our marketplace very recently. If you backed the recent Excellence Kickstarter, you may have noticed the Roll20 tier to get in on that love. So those of you who got the Kickstarter are going to be getting access to that, I think, probably very soon. But right now they're available on the Roll20 marketplace. These are amazing games, very easy to pick up and play, learn, teach people of all ages. And with the Excellence, you get to be like an amazing, colorful princess. And I don't really know what's better than that. So like go play it. We also had 2 new adventures from Kobold Press that dropped today. So I highly recommend, if you're just keeping an eye on the marketplace, you're always going to see the latest stuff that pops up. I'm of course really leaning hard into stuff from our publishers at the moment. We have an amazing community of artists who bring you map packs, token packs, weather effects, of course their own special custom written modules and adventures as well. So I'm only really touching the surface of what you're going to find on the marketplace of some of the cool stuff that's come to us recently. You can always see some of our favorite releases on the Marketplace Roundup, which comes out weekly. I think we probably have a link to the Marketplace Weekly Roundup that can come out now. I'm going to tell you something really cool about the Marketplace later tonight, so I'm going to save that for now. But really, I would say always keep an eye on our social media, our Twitter, our blog. That way you're going to see some of our announcements as we really ramp up more of the indie presence on the Roll20 marketplace in the months to come. This is the part where being the director of licensing is really hard because like I'm pretty sure like if I get invited to come back to this next month, I'm going to have some really great announcements for you. But like, I have to hold a lot of it back because I don't think however many of you are in chat right now have signed NDAs, but like, we'll get there. So you just have to be patient.
Absolutely. I know that that's one of the hardest parts of the job. I thought you invited me to this, so I think you're absolutely like come back. And I wanted to say too that like if you're unfamiliar with the Roll20 marketplace and it's not something that you've connected with before, and you want to sample that, the Roll20 Reserve is actually a really cool way to do that. Good and cool.
It's a ghoul, yeah.
It's a ghoul way. TM.
Ghoul
You can't
way.
use that. Ghoul. That's so cool.
What a hipster way to say cool.
I was saying
so much.
I was saying ghoul before everybody on TikTok was. So yeah.
Dying.
Yes. What Roll20 Reserve is what I was talking about before I did my stand-up routine. Right now, if you go and pro subscribers have access to the Airship and Galleon combo bundle. It's an amazing pack of airships and boats and a million different ways to use them. It's so wonderful, and that's included with your pro membership. So pro users can just hop on over there, grab it, and if you've never used a Roll20 marketplace item before, it's a good way to try it out, and you get a lot of other stuff. Look at Bunny on top of things.
This is our amazing community manager Bunny here,
producing the show behind the scenes.
The hot production skills.
That was not planned. That wasn't in the guide. I'm just vamping, but she's pulling stuff out of the air, and oh man,
we have a guide.
Oh yeah, dynamic lighting all over the place. Look at that.
Multi-level ships. This is like probably one of the most intricate, if not the most intricate Roll20 Reserve item that we featured since we debuted this program in October. So if you have that pro membership, make sure you hop over and claim it. Yeah, you've only got 27 days. Get on it.
But some of those are holidays, Emily. You'll forget, you've got family over. You got to go do it now, right now.
Yeah, just do it now. If you're watching this on YouTube, why are you watching this on YouTube? Just go roll20.net and just download it.
She just put my hedge character on the ship. I love this.
Look at that lighting dynamically.
Sometimes you play Humblewood and you're a hedge witch.
And I don't know if we've talked about this, but like I still think it is a phenomenal deal. Like Roll20 Reserve, like these packs, like if you buy them on, like if you bought this token pack on the marketplace, it pretty much like you save half of what you're going to pay for your monthly Roll20 Pro subscription. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's just like, oh, okay, well I just get monthly packs and I get a pro subscription. Like that is a great deal
for the low price of one extra click.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many clicks your mouse has, Carlos, but some of us can't be clicking all over the place.
Mine's one of these turn wheels. Whenever I want to click on something on the internet, I got to go into the back and.
You're the hipster. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's that art by Bunny, by community manager Bunny. Touches my heart. That's Gwyneth. She's amazing. Right. What are we talking about?
We're talking about live streams.
Let's
right
do
now.
it.
let's talk about live streams. Who do we know? No, let's not do the ask ourselves questions thing. Carlos, why don't you tell us about some of the live streams that happen on Roll20?
Yeah, so we got a lot of stuff going on. Chaos Initiative. So I don't know if you know, Chaos Initiative is Roll20 Presents, or what we always just called Roll20 Presents. They somehow took on the name Roll20 Presents for such a long time and just never named their group. They just like everyone just referred to them. I love the fact, and I'm calling attention to the fact that like they're called Chaos Initiative, and they're on Mondays. They're playing Rime of the Frost Maiden. The group I play in, Indoor Recess. We're doing Theros on Tuesday nights. I think we're in the underworld. My character just died, and so did Katie May's character yesterday. So we had, yeah. So I'll let you know. There's no reason for you to tune in because my character Wanch, which of course is short for Michael Wanchelo, he's no more. What else? Oh, the season 2 of the Indie Showcase is on the books to come out very soon. If you guys were following that, we've done things like Dragon Age, The Secret of Cats, Kids on Bikes, The Quiet Year, Glitter Hearts, Fall of Magic. Like they have been doing all these indie games. It's a great place. Like if you feel like you're kind of stuck in a rut, or maybe you just want access to like new games. There's not like, sometimes the streaming market is kind of dominated by like a lot of these bigger names. So that's why the Indie Showcase is a great place. Check stuff out.
I, as a hipster, appreciate the Indie Showcase for that.
But also, I only like the first season of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mean the season that hasn't come out yet?
None of y'all got to see the preseason.
Yeah, the preseason. I actually was more into the British version of Indie Showcase before it came to Roll20.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I feel personally attacked by that, Carlos, actually.
Well, I mean, like, I just
far.
feel, yeah, no, in England, Tumble 40 is really where it's at. And like,
Tumble 40. I'm gonna reserve that website now.
Yeah. What else is going on? Burn Bright. Burn Bright After Midnight is on. What day do they play on? I do not have that in my notes here. But yeah, if you are interested in Burn Bright, want to see it in action, tune in to that. Who's the DM for that? Eugenio? Is Eugenio the... I can't hear you. Sorry. Who is? Celeste. Celeste is. What else we got on? Mondays at 6. Gotcha. Gabe James Games. I always want to say Gabe St. James. Is that wrong? I always think that.
That's what I call him.
Yeah, that's what I call him in my head. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I always hear Gabe St. James. I'm coining it right now. Gabe's
in chat.
Gabe accepts it.
Accepts
so
it.
It's canon. Gabe St. James.
Canon. Gabe St. James.
I was calling him in that before. It was cool though.
Yeah. I was just calling him GSJ or whatever. All the cool kids call him. Yeah, he does every Friday morning. He does like a Game Master talk show, and it's really insightful and a really good way to like again, if you feel like, I feel like we're doing a lot of things for like broadening the horizon of gaming, and a lot of ways to like think of gaming differently. If you feel like you're in a rut, or if you feel like you want to explore new things, we're doing a lot of cool live streams that kind of focus on that. There's a lot of actual plays out there, but this is a show where, you know, it's kind of like a variety of things that he talks about and subjects on Game Masters. So yeah, cool. And then we kind of talked on Rollvember already. We'll be this is kind of like the announcement of that. We haven't actually announced it, but yeah, that's what we're working on right now. It's going to be really fun. Obviously, you guys all have your Rollvember traditions. I think we should go around and talk about what our favorite what we do in our family.
I'm dice-ish, so we don't celebrate.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, I'm not.
I didn't. I looked at you and I didn't think you played like that. So.
Listen,
anyway,
I think we all share the same Rollvember traditions, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. We eat all of our leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
We game on Roll20.
Yeah.
We pet our cats.
We
I don't
roast
have
our
a cat.
dice on an open fire.
We roast our dice on the open fire. We wear ugly sweatpants.
Oh, yes, of course.
I mean, that's every day, though.
That's what everyone says.
Yeah.
Until you walk into a room and someone thinks you're at the ugly sweatpant party and they're like, ooh, who wore the good ugly sweatpants? And you're like, these are just my sweatpants.
And yeah, that's all the traditions. There'll be more information on Rollvember coming up. But back to you, Kenton.
Yes, I'm in charge. That sounds like a lot of fun. December 17th through the 28th, is that right?
Yes, 17th through the 28th.
And I just love the idea that this new month comes in between the first part of December and the second part of December.
Yeah.
It's not
It
new,
feels
Kenton. We're just raising awareness.
We're raising awareness. This
Right.
13th month, like everyone like stole a day from it, right? Like that's what ended up happening. Like
all those Roman emperors,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're just, it's
taking it back.
It's got this weird Doctor Who feel to it too, because it's like in the middle of a month. I love
Wibbly
it.
wobbly, timey-wimey.
Timey-wimey, Rollvember.
That's what my Rollvember cards say this year, actually.
We have a wibbly wobbly, timey wimey November.
Rollvember.
Not sponsored by the BBC. So, right, let's move right along. I want to throw a little community appreciation toward our marketplace creators. I teased I had something to share with you all before. So this month, for the month of December, we have a handful of our marketplace creators who have so generously offered to donate portions of their profits for the month of December to Code 2040. So as a reminder, this is our big fundraising drive that we've had going on throughout the year. We raised thousands of dollars for Code 2040 to help eliminate barriers of entry into the tech industry, to help make a more inclusive and accepting space for everyone. And the amazing thing is that the fundraising hype that started at Roll20 Con has kind of just snowballed and picked up into the community really wanting to help us out in raising funds toward our goals. So we have a variety of different marketplace artists who have offered to donate anywhere from 10% to 100% of their profits for the month of December directly to Code 2040. And as a reminder, Roll20 is matching every donation up to $50,000 to Code 2040. So that means if you buy one of the featured, an item from one of our featured marketplace creators that have participated in this initiative, you will be donating the price of that item, the percentage that's going to Code 2040 twice, because the artist is going to donate it and Roll20 is going to donate it. So this is a great way to add some extra special features to your games and to support a great cause at the same time, while you are supporting the burgeoning RPG artist community. We have a variety of items featured for you there as well, including weather features, art packs, token packs, and adventures. So head on over to our blog post that tells you all about it and take a look at the amazing artists who have been generous enough to participate.
Well, cool. We're 3/4 of the way through this thing, this Q&A piece. Let's A some Qs.
Let's do it.
What do you say? All right. So if it's a question that I should answer, someone else should ask it to me.
Oh, I could ask these questions. I'm going to ask them very nicely because I read all comments very nicely.
I'll answer it nicely too.
Cool. When will you implement Darkvision that is dim light to the updated dynamic lighting?
Oh man, I'm so glad you asked, Carlos. This wasn't Carlos, actually. This was Richard. So making sure that we supported the varied systems of play of as many games as we possibly could was at the first and foremost of our game agnostic purpose at Roll20, our focus. And so updated dynamic lighting was built with that in mind. To that end, though, we did make a whole lot of this very specific game-centric items specifically for 5th edition, right? Dungeons and Dragons. That's the big one that we're talking about here with Darkvision. That's different than Night Vision. That includes the dim light in that way. But those aesthetic changes are definitely coming. One of the things that we did do already is the team who's working on dynamic lighting right now. They implemented, I want to say it's like 2 months ago, maybe, essentially the duplication of what legacy dynamic lighting system you were able to do with that, and so that's available now. But there's a lot more amazing changes coming. Right now, they're focusing on the performance issues and stabilization issues. A lot of those should be coming onto the dev server like in a matter of days, as opposed to a longer period of time than that. So that's going to be really, really exciting. I'm very excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, this is this is a 2-part question from 2 different people, but they kind of fit together, right? Okay. Any chance we will start see advanced features for UDL soon? / colored lights, doors, one-way walls, opacity, etc.
Yeah, those are all the things. So when we long ago, when we started building updated dynamic lighting and the entire system that would support it, the purpose was to make these advanced features work. And as we come to the end of the building the system, we're opening the doors to making sure that colored lighting is kind of you can see the beginnings of that implementation in Night Vision and how that actually works and the possibilities there. Spinning those out and doing more with that is right up there on that to-do list. Now that it's possible, we're ready to do them.
What and this is just Carlos asking, what is a one-way wall? What's a one-way wall?
Well, a one-way, so one-way mirror, one-way dynamic lighting is what people are talking about, right? So you draw a line and you can see through it. So here's a line. If you're here and you look that way, you can see everything over here. But if you're here and you look that way, you see a wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So what I'm excited about that for is like it'll be really cool with a like a column or a tree trunk or something, like something that you can see but you can't see past it. So you can have the one way going in as opposed to and so you can see in through to the other wall, but you can't see past that. Does that make sense? My hand diagram work?
You could see the artwork. That
yes,
it doesn't cover up the artwork, basically.
Yes.
Oh, I see. So yeah, okay.
Yeah,
gotcha. That makes sense.
But then people have been talking about it for things like topography to show like you can't see up a hill, but you can see down a hill, which that one or like high above, right? So you can see if you're up on a building, you can see down below, but you can't see onto the building without actually having a 3D space.
Ooh, that's awesome.
I didn't mean to blow your mind there. I'm sorry.
You totally blew my mind. I'm like totally like, yeah.
Are you okay? Do you need a drink of water?
No, I need to look at these questions. I was just like, yeah, all the things I could do with that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on Twitch. I'm twitching. As Emily might say, I'm twitching.
I'm presently twitching.
And you're twitching very well, I must say.
Thank you.
I would endorse you on LinkedIn.
I do want to say thanks to Stefan and Maroon69 for those questions too.
Yes. Yeah.
Go ahead, Carlos. No, you go.
No, I was going to ask another question, but go on.
Go for it. No. I was going to ask the next question. So,
okay.
You want to do it together?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's do it together. Okay.
You don't seem sure. I want you to be sure.
I didn't know if together meant we say it at the same time or we take every other word.
Oh boy.
I think every other word.
Obviously.
I'll start.
Yeah.
Can
you
explain
why
the
Tasha's
Cauldron
of
everything
release
ended
up
missing
the
mark
so
much? I'm sorry.
Question mark.
The question is, rather serious.
That was a really cute way for you to ask me a question that like broke the roll. So thank you all.
I wish I had read the question beforehand.
No joke. Yep. Now Kenton thinks he should tell past Kenton that same thing.
Yeah, I should have
I
read
knew
that.
what was coming, and I let you do it.
I'm sorry. No, that's a serious question.
Yeah,
it is.
Sure.
And I want to be clear that like this is not, we're not flippant about this at all.
Sure.
And I really hope that y'all have seen that in the efforts that we've taken since we got your feedback about bringing the improvements that we could to Tasha's Cauldron of Everything and bringing the features that were so highly requested. Can I explain why we missed the mark? What I can tell you is that with every release that we do, we are prioritizing things, and there's always like tweaks and fixes that come afterward. And for all releases, we're always going to, of course, prioritize that you have access to all the content. The ways that content gets integrated may change over time as we're improving and increasing the features, and in some cases maybe they miss the mark completely, and the way that those features are integrated are not what you wanted at all. We're all humans, and we can own up to the fact that, like, not every release is stellar. Not every release does exactly what we thought it was going to do. In this case, we really prioritized, of course, getting the compendium out there so you had access to everything in the book. And we prioritized, like I said, Tasha's Cauldron is full of optional features, and we were really prioritizing the features that we felt affected the most gameplay at once, and the things that we felt integrated into the VTT the best. So things like the puzzles that we were really excited to show you. We hear your feedback though, and this is what I'm going to say is I think the takeaway from this is that when our community talks, we again are humans and we do our best to listen. We heard the feedback from Tasha's, we got our team together, and our team has been working really hard to really make good on these promises to get these additions out to you before the end of the year. I hope that you all see that, and can, just accept my admission that we are humans, and that I understand the sentiment from many of you that you feel we missed the mark on this one. I was proud of a lot of what my team put together for Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, and I also humbly acknowledge that there's things you wanted there that were missing, and we are doing our best to get those things implemented for you as quickly as possible. Just to revisit a few things, we do have the ability score variant rule live. We have the custom lineage race live. We're working on the custom class features and the feat automation that you've asked for, which is going to be out before the end of the year. And I will say, with every release, there's always space on the forums for you to talk about things you liked, things you didn't like. We're humans. We read those posts. Like, that's really the takeaway I want to kind of stress for this, is that your feedback for everything across Roll20 really matters. We're interested in serving the community, and we're interested in giving you a virtual tabletop experience that you will benefit from, love, and enjoy. So thank you for holding us accountable. Thank you for giving us that space and that opportunity to grow the content even after release. And thank you for playing Tasha's Cauldron of Everything on Roll20 and all the other amazing things on Roll20. It's because of you that we're able to do stuff like this. So
Thanks, Emily. That was really well said.
Yeah.
thank you.
Like,
My pleasure.
as a Roll20 player, I appreciate that too. So Jared would like to know, why aren't the rule books for 5e 5th edition not included in the Pro subscription?
That's a great question. So the subscriptions don't include necessarily any of the D&D 5e content, and I just want to point out that we have a lot more than Dungeons and Dragons content on the marketplace. We love to be a system agnostic virtual tabletop. You can play any little role-playing game or tabletop game that your heart desires on the VTT. The marketplace is a great way to have those tools at the ready to start playing those games, but aren't necessarily tied in. You could play the VTT without the marketplace. I hope that you enhance your VTT experience with things that are on the marketplace, but they're not necessarily the marketplace items are not necessarily a part of your subscription, with the exception of the amazing Roll20 reserve items, which is a newer integration as of last October. That was when we introduced that feature. Long story short, you can access the basic features of the Open Gaming License. So anyone can technically play 5e from the start on Roll20 if they want to use the features that are available to everyone in the world via the Open Gaming License. But I would say, like, that you have a world of role-playing game experiences at your fingertips on the Roll20 marketplace, and I encourage you to check them out.
Cool. I'm going to point to the clock and say we've got 5 scheduled minutes left. So we're going to tear through these real quick.
I can talk faster.
When will the marketplace have sorry, that was thank you very much, Jared, for that question. Joseph would like to know, when will the marketplace have filters for the game system, level, range, etc.?
Yes, I'll touch on this one real quickly. We are working on some marketplace improvements. I can't speak to if those things exactly are a part of those marketplace improvements, but we are working on some development to the search features and to the marketplace itself. In the meantime, I like having questions asked here whenever you have suggestions for like features you'd like to see implemented into the VTT, and then y'all upvote them on the forums. That really shows us what you're looking for. So I just want to commend Joseph for asking this. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, go ahead, Emily.
No, I was going to say, Kenton, you may have something to add to that.
Yeah, I was just going to say too that when we redesigned the marketplace in the last year and a half or so, one of the things that the decisions that we had to make and weigh was like how many options do we show versus how many options is going to be too confusing. And if you start typing in that search bar, some magic can happen too. You'll find tags and labels and different things that will help you that we do categorize by, but we can't really show it in a perfect way yet. So yeah, I guess let's roll. When will Roll20 release any more Starfinder content? Hansel Lee and Stu wants to know.
Oh, thanks for asking. Yes, we have more Starfinder content coming next week. We are releasing Alien Archive 4 on Wednesday of next week, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And we are looking into bringing more Starfinder content to the marketplace in 2021 as well. So the answer is yes.
Cool. Lowrider93 says, I noticed some class glitches. Was wondering when they would be fixed. Then goes into Ranger keeps getting divine sense for some reason. Yeah.
I will say with this question, thank you for asking, Lowrider93. For any of you who experience glitches or errors in things like your character sheet or in the VTT, if you go to the Roll20 Help Center and submit a report of what you're experiencing to our Help Center, we can much more efficiently help you investigate them and fix them. So because this is an example where like we tried to recreate this and this isn't something necessarily everyone's experiencing, but you are experiencing it and we do not want that for you. So please submit tickets to our help center so we can help you fix them as quickly as possible and get to the root of the issue.
Cool. Death Dice and Dungeons asks, I own multiple modules for D&D. Why are none of the monsters able to be in my compendium?
So I believe this is related to the fact that in the beginning, when we got the license with Wizards of the Coast for Dungeons and Dragons content, we hadn't yet made the Character Mancer. We didn't have the compendium integration that we have now. So there are about 10 earliest modules that are on the system do not have an included compendium. All of the content is still there, mostly in handouts within the modules, but it's not integrated into the compendium the way that our newer releases are. What I will say is you can still use the character vault or the transmogrifier to move your NPCs from one game to the next. And in the meantime, if you're looking for the compendium integration of some of our earlier releases, we are looking to rectify that in the months to come. So start looking out for that in 2021.
Cool. Feature requests and bug questions. Can we get an exclude option for game systems when using advanced search?
Yeah. I'll answer this. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for the feedback. The looking for group suggestion is looking for group tool on Roll20 is something that teams are looking into right now on improvements, and I'll make sure that your feedback gets included there. I'll also this is kind of smallish. This isn't a big feature that. So the suggestions and ideas, this may or may not get picked up, but feedback received, taken, and we'll put that into action for you.
Cool. James asks, why after years of people asking for a dark mode in the forums, do you still not have one?
Well, we're all big fans of dark mode. I'm using it right now on many apps, but the honest answer is we haven't gotten to it yet. There are a lot of cool things that we've been trying to build and rebuild, and we have to make decisions that we will do one thing and we won't do another thing. And so dark mode has been one of those things that has been on the won't do. I will say that right now, like this week, someone started digging more into the research on how to implement that, especially within the virtual tabletop. That's not a please don't take that as the promise of something's coming right now or anytime soon, but it is a sincere desire as well to see that happen, and some more design updates just in general as well.
Great. Sean L asks, when will Roll20 fix the loading and lag issues that plague my games?
Well, Sean L, I don't know exactly which loading and lag issues plague your game specifically, but I will say that in general, there are steady improvements to most of the highest consumptive aspects. Those aren't English words that people understand. So the most power hungry aspects of the Roll20 virtual tabletop, we've been chipping away at those over the past 8 years, but especially within the past 6 months as well. A lot of those should be encapsulated in work that's coming onto the dev server for beta testing and should be released shortly after that.
Cool. Invoiced Rapier says, any updates on the mobile app? Android or Apple?
Yeah, work is moving right along. We have the closed beta, which is releasing. We have a fun video demo showing that on our YouTube channel and other places too. Some I feel like I'm without right now. There's a link to it. Someone will get that to you, I bet. The closed beta, as was mentioned earlier, is happening starting in December, and then we're going to expand it into an open beta that'll be for pro users and other stuff, getting more feedback and making sure that everything's working. Building an entirely new platform that integrates into an existing platform is hard work. Let me tell you how I know. The Roll20 mobile beta app is it. That's how I know. It's amazing. I get to play with it. I get paid to play with it, which I mean feels like I'm rubbing it in, but I don't mean to be. It's part of my job. I need a big hook to come from the side.
Aren't we like running low on time? And...
Yep, we are. I'm shut up.
Okay.
Okay. Folders in the transmogrifier, over 200 plus upvotes. This is crucial to save time since we have to build our own compendiums using handouts.
Yeah, we are looking to improve the transmogrifier, but there's no time frame on it right now. This is another one of those quality of life updates that we get in as the technical work is defined, and we're able to get it through the system.
Great. Sebastian asks, what visual feature do you plan on adding to add versatility to encounters / map building in Roll20?
There are quite a few suggestions to that end and ideas that we've had internally, but one of my favorite places on the entire website, and this is no joke, I'm being honest and serious here, is the suggestions and ideas section. The top suggestion there is a weather layer or overhead layer. I think that'll be part of it for sure. That's technically difficult, and while suggestions are important, it's also how technically feasible and how we know how to do stuff. So it may be some other stuff too. We talked about colored lighting and one-way lines and that kind of stuff earlier. Could be many of those.
Gotcha. This is a character sheet and community question. Can we please get a nested repeating sections for sheet authors?
Yeah, the character sheet system as a whole has been undergoing a pretty big revamp to support the mobile app over the past 6 months, I'd say.
Yeah.
And that has actually released totally earlier this week. It's not something that you wouldn't be able to really tell. Character sheet authors will know more about this coming up soon, but it's an infrastructural change that's happening. Part of those infrastructural changes are to enable better new features for character sheet authors in this way. So note taken for sure. Yeah. We look at character sheet and API suggestions with much lower votes than everything else in that form, that section. So I'd point you there too.
Great. Could Roll20 bring back the community corner, highlighting community created APIs, new character sheets, stuff like that?
Yeah, I can take this one. So we do have a few ideas and plans that are in the work for 2021. I can say it won't be a once a week blog, but we are definitely going to be highlighting the community API scripts and character sheets in a couple of different ways. So keep your eyes peeled for us to get more of that going next year.
Cool, 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 cool. What else is there? Sorry, I'm like scroll. Okay, cool.
I can vamp. We what's your favorite community created Roll20 API?
Ooh, um,
I've got my answer if I'm gonna.
what's your answer?
You,
So
take, you
mine-
give your answer. My cats are literally killing each other behind me.
That's not an API, Emily. I don't know what you. I mean, if it is, that's some pretty good integration. My favorite is actually written by one of my friends. As this time frame will show you, sometimes we end up talking too long. He built an API that times your turn. So whenever we have initiative set up, it's got a time tracker and it counts down the time, and it banks it as well. So if you make a quick move, that means you have more time later that you can use in your next game, but you only have to a little tiny bit. You only have 1 minute per turn, but if you take 10 seconds for the first 4 turns, then you always have extra time. As long as you take your turn, you always have extra time. But I should shut up and let someone else answer because we're in a time crunch.
Emily, you answer yours. Hold on.
I thought that was a great answer, and I'm gonna cede my answer for time.
Group initiative check, torch, power. What power cards are they?
Mm-hmm.
I have dipped my toes into power cards a little bit. I don't quite 100% understand, but I guess they're the answer for everything. As I see on the forums, applied damage is great. What else? I don't know. Kaboom! No, Kaboom's my favorite one right now. Kaboom is my favorite API. You click it and tokens around Kaboom and go flying backwards. If you guys are watching this right now, go check out Kaboom. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, and as soon as the timer API is actually published, I've seen the questions in chat. I'll make sure that it's out there. That was kind of a cheat answer, I guess. There is a timer API anyway. What's the next question?
So I'll jump in on this one. It's like a little. So there's a part of me that's like, I should be very diplomatic and not point to one character sheet over all of them.
Question being, what's your favorite community created Roll20 character sheet?
Yes. What I am going to say is that I mentioned earlier how 9th level games came out with the excellence. This is so it's a publisher created character sheet. This is a very much was their first experience doing the character sheet thing. We had to learn together a little bit about the character sheet process that gave me an even better appreciation for the character sheet creation community. And the character sheet they came up with is so adorable. I'm literally obsessed with it because it's got Emily aesthetic all over it. So if you haven't gotten a chance to check out the excellence character sheet from 9th level games yet, I highly recommend you give it a look. I'm very proud of what they put together.
I adopt your answer as my own.
I too. I just don't want to make it seem like I'm endorsing any particular person. Like everyone designs things for their own thing. Yeah, I'm going to be a politician one day, guys. So I gotta make sure I walk this line. Yeah, the blue Roll20 shirts. Every time I select medium, it says out of stock. How can I brag about Roll20 without swag?
All right, Stu, I got good news for you, and I got bad news for you.
Emily, should you be answering this, or should a resident hipster be? I mean, I saw the word swag in there. I feel like our 20. I'm joking. Go, Emily.
Oh, listen. Okay. The bad news is no. We are not going to be restocking the blue shirts in medium. That is because we are not restocking things. That is because we are going to have new items in 2021.
I do want to point out that medium is smaller than large, but not so much smaller that if you bought a large shirt, it might not look stupid on you. And so I may have a solution to this problem.
I could try some guides to like cut it up and make it look really cute.
Or like small, if you buy a small and you're okay with it being tight, like but I understand the issue. It's different for different people. So so the next one, the next question, I just want to say that our intent with this Roll20 roundtable is to answer every question that we can, right? That's asked in earnest and honestly and from a good place. We want to answer those questions. We're going to get to we're going to stay late. I'm going to stay late. You all can leave if you want to, but I'm going to stay late and answer the questions that came in via chat. But this question came in and I'm not exactly sure. Matthias asks, yes, I like. And to that I say, me too, man. Me too.
Right there.
We got 2 people who asked this question. Bob
and Matthias. Oh, Bob asked and Matthias asked yes,
me
I
too.
like.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Me too.
Is that like Kendon, is that like a meme that the kids are talking about now? Or is
I haven't seen it on TikTok yet, so I don't know.
My response to this is
I haven't seen it on
so
TikTok
cool.
yet, but
TikTok.
yes.
That dancing app.
Good twitching, y'all. Good twitching.
Way to twitch. So yeah, I think that's the end. The only other questions that I saw were about DMG and Sword Coast Adventures Guide. So we answered those earlier. Haha, yay. Never have to answer those again. And I'm very happy. Chat questions. We answered that one. Pathfinder 2nd edition beginner box reminded Lee Tereo, is there any update on the Pathfinder 2nd edition Character Mancer? It makes character creation so much easier for beginners.
My update for you is it is in progress. And I apologize that I don't have a more firm timeline for you, but it's not abandoned. It is in progress.
Every time you see the drag and drop updates happen, you can celebrate because that's what makes that Character Mancer work.
Mm-hmm.
Phipps Gaming. When will you implement area of effects for spells like the drawing tools, but to make a rectangle, square, oval, circle, or any color and can be dragged to any size? There's a forum suggestion thread about it, which is 5 years old. Yeah, I guess I'll answer this one as it's feature related. There are quite a few marketplace creators and also people just randomly, generously on the internet who make image-based area of effect spells, and those are available and usable right now. So, excuse me, something integrated into the virtual tabletop, highly suggested. Definitely something that has been looked at and we are interested in adding, but we don't have a timeline on it right now. So the question of when will you? I don't have an answer for you there. Keep voting, I guess.
What I will say is there's a lot of really cool things on the marketplace that do that for you in the like while you wait for that feature to happen. There's some cool artists who have very creatively given you ways to do that.
Yes, I have lost my place. Does anyone know where I am?
I haven't been looking at the questions. Are you aware of the 5e compendium searching issues within game? As a DM with the content, I can use the search features in game, but they break when within the actual VTT itself. I am not aware of this, and it is concerning. This is one of those situations where I will say, please report this with a bug ticket so we can look into what's causing it to happen and make sure it gets fixed right away.
I adopt your answer wholly and completely. Keith Curtis asked the question, any more pets? And I have one. I think is this the is that the end? Are we at the end of the questions?
I think that's the last question.
Knight of Fultus asks, what can players do to help smaller companies get their content on Roll20? I'm going to let Emily, you answer this question while I grab my pet.
That is a great question. And honestly, what I'm going to say, this is something many will call me a rogue for doing. Literally email me. Have the smaller companies email me, emily@roll20.net. Like, honestly, you could have guessed that, I'm sure. So I don't feel like I'm doing something weird by giving
I've
you
done that before. You're good. I've given my name out on stream.
Great.
Or email.
Well, they've already got my name, so yes, literally small. I am very committed to helping indie publishers, smaller publishing companies get their content onto the Roll20 marketplace. Email me. Let's talk.
And if that doesn't work, email me at Kenton@Roll20.
It's I mean, we joke about it, but I'm kind of mad that you got that email, Carlos.
Yeah, I know. I just asked for it.
They just gave it to you. Like I was using it.
I had to delete all your emails.
I had family pictures in there.
I'm sorry. They were taking up space.
It's some important emails to get. Small publishers are sending you PDFs.
I'm not even saving the stuff. I'm not even using the space. I just like knowing that
my mom has been trying to get in touch with me for weeks, Carlos.
Oh yeah, I know. We hang out on Saturdays. You should come.
Someone asked about a pet, and I
got this. Okay, ignore my very messy office, but like, how could I not show? I just realized I'm watching the Twitch, so I'm like seeing it delayed. So I've got to wait till the camera. Look at, they're just patiently waiting for me to be done with this stream.
Or they're plotting.
Yeah,
that's what I see when I see a cat. Like, especially looking patiently, it's like, I've got 2 ways to murder you. I'm gonna come up with 3 more.
It's food time. It's 9:45. They're like, "Where's my dinner?"
Yeah. So this is mine. This is lame. But this is Newton, my fiddle leaf fig. Yep.
Yeah.
I love him. He does not love me back. I've had him for many months, and he's stayed essentially the same size. No spots. I haven't lost any leaves yet, but that's what the pink behind me actually is. It's not thematic. It's not on brand. It's grow light.
I got 2 of those bad boys. I have a real big one, and yeah, I love those plants.
I literally checked the other day. I was like, did I buy a plastic plant and not know it? I didn't. It's real. But I'm that friend. I'm the friend who might do that. So
yeah, I don't have any pets. I just got a bunch of plants. They're all downstairs. Nothing's in this room. Just lights and camera equipment. I don't have anything cool, guys. I do have a lot of plant friends though. Yeah, just avoid. Yeah. Cool.
Well, that's it. That's the stream.
Yeah, that's the stream. Thanks
we did it, everybody.
Guys. Yeah, that was good.
I mean, I think, yeah, I mean, we can, I don't know how to say bye in a way that will top anything that we've done. I feel like we crescendoed early and,
Yeah.
Are we going to post game it now? Is there a post game stream like the...
This is like season 9 of like a show that should have ended like after season 4. So, hey, good night, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us. Bye.
Y'all come back now, you hear?